How do I look? What?
Man ain't gonna buy the cow when he can drink the milk for free.
I'm just letting him know that the cow's still worth milking.
You can't get a divorce. It's crazy. You're just ruining my whole life.
Don't you come in my house acting like a teenager.
I'm not acting like a teenager. I just hate this family.
What has gotten into you? You lucky you too old for me to send you to your room.
Oh, Mom.
God has kept me safe in this house, on this street, for the last 40 years. I have raised my babies up in here. And I ain't going nowhere. You understand me? I ain't letting nobody run me out. Nobody. Nobody. And especially not no damn street dog.
Look at this. This is wonderful.
You like it?
Yes. You need to stop running around the world
know.
and settle down in one place.
I promise I am, Mother.
All right.
You know that?
Yes.
Right, there we go. With over 100 credits on TV and film, and then many more on the stage, it's Starletta. Welcome.
It's my pleasure. It was so interesting seeing those scenes. Yes.
Yeah, good. Because, yes, well, I could have been here all night just playing clips of your acting career. So you've done so many.
You. Yeah. And that, there's going to be a new Michael Jackson movie coming out in April. So it was wonderful to play Catherine Jackson in the other one. And the young man is a Michael Jackson impersonator, not impersonator, but basically that, because he does shows all over Europe, even there in the UK.
Right.
And I was just amazed how remarkably he resembles Michael, and then just his sweetness, because Michael was just a very special artist.
Yeah, everyone says how softly spoken he was and mild, and then there's the stage persona, obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, so congratulations on being in an Oscar-winning film. This
yes,
one battle after another, winning 6 Oscars the other night.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did, and it was wonderful. Also, our casting director.
Oh yes,
this is the first time that Oscar has honored casting directors. So Cassandra won, and so that was beautiful. And then for us to win Best Picture, I was hoping for a tie, to tell you the truth.
All right.
And Warner Brothers, they produced both movies. Ours, One Battle After Another, and Sinners. So they did remarkably well. I think they ended up with a number, like about 15 awards that night between the two films.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they're, well, aren't they a bit sold off? Is that them that's being sold or trying to be sold to either Paramount or Netflix now?
Oh, yes. And we have no idea what's that's going to mean for us as performers, especially when you throw AI in the mix. AI, I see, can be wonderful, but you need to learn the language, and you need to learn how to navigate through and have it operate for your best good, as opposed on the other side. I remember when we were going through a strike, everybody was so concerned. But it's here, and it's not going away. So once you realize that, then what you need to do is get on board and see how it can best, be utilized for your best good, or for the good of our industry.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be useful, like you say. It can help write something or put some music in if you need it quickly, but it'll never take over the whole filmmaking process.
No, but I hear they're trying to do films with AI actors. When I say AI, I guess what they form together to be a person.
Yeah.
And so what is that, like an emoji or a meme or something? Some of this is a new language for me because see, I see the younger ones, they come out of the womb almost with a tablet in their hand. I see babies in high chairs with a tablet.
Yes.
You know, and then you're trying to get your child outside to do other things than just watch these games and things, you know?
Yeah.
So it's useful, but it's a new language and it makes sense to learn it and be a part of this new technology well, it's not new now, but you know, a part of it again, where it's helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess as an actor, you could get to the point where you just say, take my picture from all the angles, take a sampling of my voice, just use that in the next film and give me the money. But you'd miss out on all the
the emotion, yes, and the exchange. Like with our movie, it was a joy to work with Leonardo and Tiana and Regina. My scenes were, you know, with them. And even what got left, you know, stuff gets on the editing floor, but what was left was lovely and it set the tone for the film. And he's very humble. He's a sweetheart, a beekeeper, friends with Jane Goodall, the environmentalist, and just a sweetheart, a beekeeper. So that tells you something about a person. And then, you know, our director freed us up. So if we needed to improv, do some improvisation to make a scene work better, or the language to come through, you know, what you would naturally say, that was wonderful too. And then I found out that he did that with our whole cast, which caused the film to be remarkable. And so many issues were expressed in this movie. It was a page out of the headlines. How did Paul Thomas Anderson know 2 years ago what ICE was going to be doing here in America? Then with Benicio del Toro Sensei was doing a Harriet Tubman, an Underground Railroad.
Right.
It spoke to so many things. And when I was a young girl, a college student, I was dealing with the Klan.
Right. Okay.
You know, burning a cross on my campus and us standing up to them. And then you have the Christmas Club in this movie. It's just the Klan with suits.
Yeah.
So it was so
history
many
repeats
things.
itself.
Huh?
I guess history repeats itself.
It does, and it continues. And but it was wonderful how Paul framed this movie, and then really handpicked everyone. I had never had a casting director to come to my home to audition me. So that by itself, you know, I felt Cassandra should have won because someone had recommended me.
Okay.
And the casting took time with this film anyway. With Chase, I think that baby auditioned probably 6 months. You know, not only could she do the work, but she had to learn how to defend herself, and how, I mean, just all the things that was going to be required and demanded of her. You know, martial arts, learning. You know, it's one thing, and that's what everybody says too. It's one thing to play a person or portray a person, but you have to do the homework.
Yeah.
In order for you to be that proficient, whatever amount of months or time you need, And I also think about another colleague of mine, Delroy Lindo, who had to learn the piano and the harmonica.
Right.
And we've both been in August Wilson's plays. So you have to find your song. You have to find your song. And so that's wonderful. I know for me as an artist, when I did piano lesson, I had to learn to play well enough to hopefully play those spirits up out of our house. So I love that as an artist, because anything new that I can learn, not only to portray a role, but for me as a person, I love the piano. I love harp, and also sing a little bit. And so it's great when you would have folks like to work with you to help you become your very best, or to help you lend your best to a project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you often hear an actor, someone will say, "Can you ride a horse?" The actor will say yes. And then the next minute they booked horse riding lessons to learn how to ride a horse just to get the part.
Oh, yes. And I remember in high school, I went to a Black boarding school upstate Pennsylvania, and our principal had a horse named Penrod, and he allowed me, he showed me to ride and allowed me to ride and I see how important, they will help you get, you have to have lessons, because an animal knows if you're afraid.
Yes.
And so they're not going anywhere. You have to show who's the boss. And when you do, then you're able to ride and able to control that animal. And then you find out how special and beautiful they are. So yes, you're right. You get lessons. You need the lessons.
Yeah. When did you move to LA from Philadelphia?
Well, I moved to New York. I went to college in Maryland.
Right.
And I was a biology major. I started doing theater there. And I did Ennuy's Medea, that hell hath no fury as a woman scorned. And I'm smiling because she helps Jason to get the Golden Fleece. They're exiled, and he decides he wants a younger version of her, which we see in modern times. And Medea said, "I don't think so. I'm killing everybody."
Right.
Including my children. I said, "Oh my goodness." I had no idea what a profound role it is. Actually, until I went to New York. Because once I got out of, I graduated, I got my degree in biology, but I knew I was going to go to New York to study. So mine was basically on the job training. In the early 70s, there were so many places I could study and so many powerhouses that I would be able to work with and observe and be trained with. So it was wonderful. So I studied in New York. I did Richard Wesley's Mighty Gents, was nominated for a Tony alongside Morgan Freeman. He was as well. And I say all of my leading men have gone on to do fabulous things. If I could name the list of folks. And and I came out to Los Angeles. Usually we would fly out, do a role, and fly back.
Okay.
Because my first love is theater. Because that's, when I first found out I had the chops to be in this business. And then I started doing TV and film there in New York. And in 79, I came out here. Actually, I went to a retreat and accepted Christ. Or I came back to the same Jesus my grandma told me about when I was a little girl. Right. When you go to college, you're exposed to all sorts of possibilities. And so I was going back and forth from, say, 79 to the late 80s.
Okay.
And I did Raisin in the Sun out here with Danny Glover and Esther Roll for American Playhouse. But in New York, my first film was The Gambler with James Caan and Antonio Fargas. And then the first Death Wish with Charles Bronson.
Yep.
You know, so, and even Butterfly McQueen, I had an opportunity to do a children's little TV movie.
Oh, nice.
7 Wishes of Joanna Peabody. So it's been awesome, my career, and the folks I've been blessed to work with.
Yes.
So I came out here to stay in '92 after we had done the piano lesson national tour, because I stopped my journey to go home to take care of my father who was dying.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to go in other things, let me just answer what questions you have for me.
No worries, because you've also, where is it? The play in the UK at the Royal Exchange in London.
Oh my goodness. It's in the Round, which was different. And the Royal Exchange was, you could see the last date of when cotton came in from America.
Right.
And the play was so very well received. I got a Best Actress award out of playing Lena Younger. I've been blessed to play all 3 women in that historical play, A Raisin in the Sun, of Lorraine Hansberry. And but my time in Manchester was just so exquisite. The people, the audience, you know, and you're in the round, so you're really playing, you know, almost a 360 or at least a 180. Yeah. It was a wonderful experience. My director, in fact, this is a lesson I learned. I had wanted to do another play, and I sent my tape in. For theater, you shouldn't do that. You should be there in person. So when Michael Buffon was going to direct Raisin, I flew to New York on my own dime.
Right.
So the feeling, the expression, you know, the essence of the play and the essence of the character, you know, by me having done A Raisin in the Sun before, I knew about the other women. I played Ruth a long time. And so it was amazing because he was looking at the 25th anniversary version, of the play. And he looked in there. He said, "Oh my God, that's you as Ruth." And he said, "Well, why would you come to New York and not put yourself on tape?" Because I said, I needed you to feel my energy, my essence, and my understanding of Lena. And so as I was, my girlfriend lives in New York, as she was taking me to the airport is when I got the call that I had gotten a role, and I was so blessed and so excited, you know.
Okay.
So it's been a joy because now I'm old enough and I've seen them hills and valleys, as Lena talks about. And so to continue being a part of that classic, you know, one of our beloved actors, Robert Duvall, just passed. And I was blessed to do Convicts with him. James Earl Jones was my husband. And then I'm smiling because at another point, another TV movie, he was my father.
Right. Okay.
So it's wonderful, you know, and the blessings of working with such phenomenal people that I admired, you know, and I chose this. Tell anybody, when I found out that this was what I was destined to do, I don't complain because it's always about the work.
Right.
You may or may not make the money you should or think, but then there are a lot of pieces of work that I do that's a labor of love. It's really about the work, and for my legacy to be that all of you respect the work that I've done over the years. That makes me a happy camper.
Because look at just 100 credits on TV and movies is not obviously done for money. It's obviously done for the love of acting. I can definitely see that from that.
And we're healers. We make you laugh, cry, hopefully to think, make you forget whatever your troubles or things you're going through for a period of time. You can escape. So, because folks say, well, why didn't I play it safe and become a physician? I said I did play it safe. I gambled on Starletta.
Because a lot of people go to high school or university and they think I'm going to be doctor, lawyer, as you said, and then suddenly they get an opportunity to act, and then that's it. They're actors from then on, and the other career goes out the window.
If they find that this is what they have to do, it's not for the faint of heart. You hear no a lot.
Right.
But one yes makes me forget every no I've heard, and you hear bunches of them during your career. And anybody you would speak to, A-list or whoever you would speak to, they would say the same thing. And the different things that we needed to do to pay the bills before we finally could just do this.
Yeah.
You know, for our sustenance. So yeah, it's amazing.
Do you visit the theater when you're not working in the theater just to watch other plays?
Oh, yes, because it's like taking a master class.
Right.
And I'm going back to New York because one of my mentors, Woody King of the New Federal Theater, Henry Street, has made his transition. And so I'll be flying back next month in April for his memorial. And it's his celebration, because what happens when I go back to New York, or when we go to this theater festival in Winston-Salem every 2 years, we get a chance to hang out with each other, because LA is so spread out, and 3,000 miles separates us from the folks on the East Coast. So we get a chance to just fraternize and reminisce and just spend time, because what we're seeing, folks are like making transitions so quickly you can hardly breathe. And so you want to love on each other, you want to be there for each other, you want to reach back and help the ones coming along after you, to show them help them navigate the journey. And then you hopefully would want to find a way to bless someone else. You see so many people that need things. And so to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to make a place for people like abusive, safe places for women, for children. You know, it's not all about us in this business, or I'll say it's not all about me or what I'm doing or any awards and all that. All of that stuff is beautiful, but you need to have a life.
Right.
You know, I adopted my son at 55 years old.
All right.
He was 4. He's now 36. In fact, he just turned 36 a few weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
And I'm a grandma. So that's nice. And my grandbaby was born the first day I worked on One Battle After Another.
There we go.
Yeah. And he's now project. 2.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Yes.
Because well, with Death Wish, was that your first in front of the camera role, or was it the Gambler? With
The Gambler, and then Death Wish was right after that. Yes, it was. And
the 2 icons.
Yes.
With 2 icons.
Exactly. And for The Gambler, I had to do homework that Jane Fonda did with Clute.
All right.
Because I was to play a lady of the evening, and whatever my perception was, I was off base. And you don't want to play a caricature of someone. You want to find a person's humanity. And a reason a woman would be on the street.
Right.
Probably has children. So many different reasons that the general public would say, well, why wouldn't you get another job? Or why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you do that? Well, if it's none to be had and you have to feed your child, you would almost do anything to do that.
Right.
When the rubber hits the road. But playing somebody's humanity, not playing a stereotype, is important. And you want to see that. You could be the most feared villain, but somehow you want that person's humanity or something about them, forgiving grace, something about them that you can relate to. You can love to hate the person. Like Sean Penn.
Yeah.
In our movie. And but underneath all of that, you need to be able to see the pain. You need to be able to see, I don't have to be this person, but I can't help why I am. And this is what I do. But you need to see a glimmer of something else.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. When you're playing somebody. So when I walked into the office, I strolled down Broadway to get to the Paramount building, 59th Street, right, in New York.
Yeah.
And I was dressed the part.
Okay.
So when I walked in the room, I just laid my leg right up on the man's desk. And it's so far removed from, that's what I'm saying. We get a chance to portray people that somebody would say, what? But you can escape and you are able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do for real.
Yeah.
As my son would say, for reals. So I'm smiling, but I could find her humanity. And in the end, James Caan was a compulsive gambler.
Right.
So I was trying to save my pimp, who was Antonio Fargas. That's Huggy Bear and Starsky and Hutch, right? And so the script had me, I was trying to stab him in the heart.
Okay.
He had a knife. But the last frame of the movie, you had me like getting this on the side of his face. So we could go on to do a sequel or whatever. He did not die. So it all worked out for everybody. But it's amazing. And he too, I mean, that's what I'm saying. People have been kind. It's very few folks that I would not work again with. And that's just because of their ego. And to them, you're invisible.
Right.
And one of these people actually saved a scene because he forgot what he was to say.
Oh.
And so I did his lines, mine, and segued it back and forth. And in the end, he says, you saved my, didn't you? I said, well, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. But yeah, most of the people that I've been blessed to work with have been kind. And those that aren't, I will always take the high road,
Okay.
you know, and just don't work with you again. Yeah.
Because in Death Wish, you're in the police station when Charles Bronson walks past, and then in Wolf, you're in the police station when Michelle Pfeiffer walks past.
Yes. My son in Central Park was killed by this vampire wolf. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
wow, that's a long time ago, baby. You did your homework. And it said she just know he's done his homework. But yes, see that, and Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, you could just go down. Tandy.
Oh yeah,
Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin had done the Gin Game. Right. So it was nice. I had seen them on Broadway because when I was on Broadway, that show was up too for Tony's. And Dracula was up for Tony's, Timbuktu with Eartha Kitt. I said, wow, this is my first time out. I was enthralled, you know. So, yeah, it's been beautiful working. Cicely Tyson is a mentor of mine, Ruby D, and being able to do a movie with Cicely and a television movie with Ruby D and her husband. It's just really been a joy, and these wonderful playwrights and these wonderful writers of different films. And you never know what has your name on it.
Right. Okay.
And you have to look at it. If you don't book this, it's because something else is waiting for you, and you wouldn't have been available if this had happened.
Okay.
So you live with the cup half full instead of half empty.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But you've also played Denzel Washington's mother in Ricochet.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, the baby they had. Now that's the first movie when I went to the premiere that I saw my lines were cut. I was like, happens. The baby was supposed to be a newborn baby,
right?
That they were blessing. But the baby was at least 6 months old, and he was big. It's a friend
it was
of
quite
mine.
big, yes.
And so you see me struggling. Yes, that was interesting to do. And we have to laugh because, but that's happened a couple times with Denzel. Because I know when they did Raisin, LaTanya, we're like maybe I'm 10, let me see, he's 70 something. So yeah, I'm at least 10 years older than him. Really, less I had him like 14.
Right.
But same thing with LaTanya. She's playing Lena Younger, and they're almost around the same age. You know, everybody's in their 70s and stuff. So yes, but John Amos was my husband.
Yes.
And again, another wonderful, gifted gentleman. So you could just pull him out of your hat and I could just say, oh yes, just amazing that this career I've gotten to have.
Yeah.
And the people that I've been blessed to work with.
Well, yes. Louis Gossett Jr. for one.
Ah, yes.
He's cool.
We did a TV movie, a faith-based TV movie, and we were working on to do something else before he passed. Now, with Raisin in the Sun, because he played George Murchison, when they do the tryouts, they came to Philadelphia, and I was in high school.
Okay.
Getting ready to graduate from high school, and my mom made dinner for them. So I have the original poster with everyone's signature, even the moving men, people like Douglas Turner Ward and, you know, the Negro Ensemble Company in New York. And I still have that poster. Today, I probably would want to donate it to either my HBCU or the Schomburg Museum in New York, you know, because some treasures you need to just pass on. In fact, the only person alive now is Glenn Turman.
Okay.
And he was Travis. But Glenn was also my first Walter Lee. In 1979. So
right.
And he's continued to do amazing things and has a ranch, Camp Giddy Up, for urban living young people
Okay.
to go and to be on a ranch and to see the workings of it, to learn how to ride horses. And so he's a real cowboy with also Jim Pickens, who played Walter Lee, also with me, who's on Grey's Anatomy now. I say I'm a good luck charm to all my leading men, my co-stars, because I've seen, you know, all the beautiful things they're doing.
Yeah, and you've already got 6 things coming out soon, or this year or next year. You got 5 or 6 projects on the go.
Yeah, well, I have an animated series.
Okay.
It comes out in October about Bass Reeves, the black bounty hunter, first black marshal. And I play a Choctaw black or indigenous woman who has Lord of the Rings powers, the Mithril. So any of these people who say had legs or arms amputated, I could fashion you a new one, but I would give you extra extraordinary powers with it. So that comes out in October. A number of short films that I've done are on the film festival circuit. Minutes to Go,
right? Yeah.
Ruby's Heart, Arkine. Yeah.
Busy.
So again, and those are labors of love. But, and I tell young people, you want to, you know, you need a demo reel to send out to people. Like this one that you pulled up some of my stuff on mine, which I can add new stuff now, you know, to keep the reel current. I tell them, go wherever the folks are doing their thesis projects, the short films, do them. You can pull your scene off. You can put up a wonderful, diverse reel for yourself, you know, showing various sides of you. It's important because the agent will tell you, well, that you may want to represent you. Do you have a reel? Right. Professional reel. And the beauty with the grad schools, with the MFA projects, those are professionally done. Because the schools have all the equipment. Like I'm a Bruin. I went to an HBCU undergrad, Maryland State, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. And then I went to UCLA after I'd already been working for years to get my MFA. And so people were saying, well, why would you go back to school? I said, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Why not? And I'm going to have the opportunity to do theater that I would not possibly do. You know, and going there to UCLA, I was able to do La Veneziana, the Women of Venice, with Italy's leading theater diva. And we did it at UCLA, and she learned English phonetically. And then we did the play in Rome. So one night I could see my counterparts doing the play in Italian. They could see us doing it in English. And so that experience I wouldn't have had. Right. You know, and at the time, it was a 2-year program. It's 3-year now. I wish mine had been 3 because I would have been able to do more musical theater, Shakespeare, you know, a number of other things. Because I just don't think you can ever study too much. You can always learn new things. And so now for me, watching these various movies, it's a masterclass for me. Sinners I've seen, I'm on my 4th time seeing it. One battle after another, I've seen it at least 4 times. And see, if I weren't an actor, I would probably be a cinematographer because my eye, that I'm looking at that too, as well as whatever performances that are happening. Right. You know? And, you know, God never gives you one gift. That's one thing I've discovered. Okay. So I would encourage folks to just explore and expand your horizons, you know, because you're given more than one gift. So you can find, like I have the young lady in Charming the Hearts of Men that played my granddaughter. She's an editor, she's an actress, a writer. We did a short film that we're going to make into a horror film, but we used my house as location. and coach. And for me too, it's like, I'm a poet, so I also need to write my memoir. I understand that it's important for anybody's journey that can help somebody else navigate their own.
Yeah.
You know, because wisdom comes when you get a little older. Somebody said, well, don't you want to be 20 and 30 and 40 again? I said, no. I have sense now. Yes. I have more discernment now. And more wisdom. Hallelujah. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you working on the autobiographical solo play?
Am I working on the autobiographical
solo play that about you? Allegedly.
Yes, I need to. I have a one-woman show, and I was doing that of poetry out of the Harlem Renaissance.
Okay.
And some modern things from colored girls. But I realized my things that I've gone through that I've written out as short stories, I need to make it into a solo performance. Yeah. So that's really on the horizon, that and this memoir. Right. So I have stuff to do.
Well, yes. Busy,
you know
busy.
What I mean?
And make films and be plays and watch plays.
Twiddling my thumbs. And also you have to have a life.
Right.
As Peggy Lee said, is this all there is? You gotta have something else. I think of Katharine Hepburn. Well, she had a life, but she made a choice. In fact, she's the one that holds 4 Oscars now. So Sean Penn is easing up to her. You have to have other things that brings you joy.
Right.
And that you can bring joy to. And our business is wonderful. But it isn't all there is. You know, you have family, you have your village. And so it's important. You have your friends. It's important to be more well-rounded, because you can see, you can have the brilliance in this business and get every award there is, but you can also see it in a person's eyes. Some of the joy is missing.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and you want to have it all. And you definitely want to have your joy and your peace. Yeah.
Yeah. And you given some laughs as well, doing some comedies like Friday, after next Friday, and
yes,
Big Mama's House.
Yes, honey, I had so much fun in Friday. Normally, I don't cuss in a movie or use the N-word.
I did notice.
I cussed that boy to a fare thee well. And I had fun. And comedians, I don't know why. Well, I guess they didn't realize I have a stage background. So I've done comedy and drama, right? So they think they can say something that's not on script and you're floored. You know, you're at a loss. And they found out I could give as good as I got. So come on with it, is what I'm saying.
I was quite shocked. Yes, I thought.
Yeah. And had fun. Because I've worked with Ice Cube twice.
Yeah.
With Friday After Next and also First Sunday. I hear there's supposed to be another Friday or something in the works.
They keep saying it, don't
we'll
they?
see if they'll have Sister Sarah or who they may make me grandma somebody or auntie somebody. But in First Sunday, you had to have gotten the VHS for you to see the dramatic scenes with me and Ice Cube. What they did was to show, the comedy in the church and all of that.
Right.
But, and also working with younger people, just see and feel their take on life. And you always have a word for them that helps to make their day, or something maybe they didn't observe or, see. And so it's been great. I find that I do have a comedic side, so I look forward to doing some more comedy. Yeah.
Oh, good. Because I've got some questions here from Stacy. It's got a two-parter. Do you remember fondly working with Coleman, Domingo, and Paul Giamatti in Big Mama's House?
Okay, it wasn't Coleman. Paul was the it was Martin Lawrence and Paul Giamatti. Yes. And Coleman is my cousin through marriage.
Oh, right.
It's amazing. No, my stepmom and his mother were sisters. And we discovered later, he's another one, he's a brilliant actor too, that I want to work with. But yes, so yeah, it was, Stacy, it was fabulous to work with Martin, and he couldn't stay in that fat suit.
I bet.
So cha-ching, cha-ching. I mean, he would have to get out of the fat suit. They would go play basketball. Terrence Howard was teaching me guitar, and we just had a ball, because a lot of the days were 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-hour days. And a lot of it, you have to just, if you're doing a movie, you sit around and wait till you're seen. So it was gorgeous working with him. And then when Paul Thomas Anderson gives you direction, he's amazing about what he wants. Like I said earlier, he's free to you improving and saying what you would actually say in the situation. And so he was open to me using his lines, because he was also the writer, his lines as well as what I introduced. And he was a joy to work with. In fact, at the Oscar dinner Friday night, the dinner that Warner Brothers had for both Sinners and One Battle, wow, Warner Brothers made billions of dollars.
I bet, yes.
Of these two movies, right? And I was standing right next to Paul, and I was holding his hand. He was holding my hand, and we were just listening to how excited Warner Brothers is to have both of us, both projects under their umbrella. So it was a joy working with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can say my last film won 6 Oscars and made nearly $1 billion. So not many people can say that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's streaming, so people are paying to watch it. So I hope that makes it nice for Starletta.
Josh wants to know. He's fascinated how actors remember their lines. Do you have any particular process used to remember your lines?
Okay. I didn't mention I went after high school, I went to nursing school. Then I went to college as a biology major. Okay. In science, you have to memorize abstract facts. And that helps me so much, memorizing anything, because formulas and all of that. And I write my lines out.
Right.
Because I want to make sure a conjunction or adjective, something could, one little word could change the whole idea or the flow of the line and that paragraph. And so I write my lines out. I write my lines. I write the other person's lines. I know every once in a while I put stuff on tape. Right. So I would put the other lines on tape and then space for me to speak. So to help me. The repetition is probably what you're talking about, to help me to memorize. But the scientific background, I know, was of great help, because in nursing school, I mean, I was talking to a physician friend of mine, and I still remember the cranial nerves, because we did something like, on old Olympus towering tops, a Finnish German viewed some hops. Okay, that's the name, the letter for each of the nerves. And so putting those association or making up poems with a little song, we do all sorts of things. And it's fun because it leaves an impression. I was in nursing school in the early 60s.
Right.
This is 2026. So, and I laugh sometimes because I may forget somebody's name or something. If you calm down, it all comes back. But I have so many lines, so many words in this computer brain of mine that I could go and rattle off some poetry or lines from something else I did many years ago. But our computer, this brain that inhabits this skull of ours, it's wonderful. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. I heard that in my anatomy class, and I've heard it in the Bible. That line, and it's true. Because how do we figure out all the workings of our bodies? It's amazing, the science of it.
Well, yes.
So, yes, fascinated how actors remember their lines. Yeah, that's my process.
Okay.
And it's still my process all these years later. Got to go with what you know. Yes. Pee-wee's, yeah, Wolf, right. But Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I'm sending him a picture. He sent me a picture for me to sign and send him back. And every quarter when I was at UCLA, for me to keep my foot in the door, we were on the quarter system. So every 10 weeks, I would audition and book something to just keep it going. I had fun trying to help Pee-wee get his finest bike. So we retraced his steps. Right. So Officer Hunter. And I have the picture now that I'm going to autograph and mail today to send back to this young man in Illinois. And then Wolf, oh yeah. I was blues. Yeah, Wolf killed my child. Bit his fingers off something crazy. So you can see how much fun all this stuff is, and that folk remember you.
Well, exactly.
It's amazing. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful. So thank you, sweethearts.
Josh has got another one. Is it easy to break out of a character after a long day? I can imagine there's some roles that people don't want to take home with them.
Well, it depends on the character, for one.
Yeah.
But usually those that I've had to portray, I'm just thinking, I just stay in character ongoing, especially by me being able to go to my hotel room and I'm not around anybody.
Right.
And talking to other people, I could stay in the frame of mind. But I can understand certain characters you have to carry with you.
Yeah.
Till you're finished. Some it's easier, like Big Mama's House is easier. It was easier. But Nurse Shelley in South Central.
Right.
Because people were asking me, was I going to adopt the little boy I was taking care of? And it's ironic because years later, I did adopt my son. And I adopted him at 55. And I look back and I said, oh my goodness, how did I? pull that off. But, you know, having a village, and if this is what your assignment is, it was important that God would use me to save a life, because my son could have aged out of the foster care system, and who knows, you know?
Yeah.
We all have things that we should do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes.
Nice.
So far. But now I look forward to a role where I have to stay with it.
Right.
And I'm blessed that if it's on location, then I can and some things like Charming the Hearts of Men, one of the first things you showed, we were in Georgia, and that character, also artists are mimics. So wherever I am in the world, like when I came to Manchester, after a couple of days, you thought I was a Brit, because we can hear the music of language.
Right.
So in that one, I was in the South, can go there. I did Haitian wedding, and I have a friend that's Haitian, and then my neighbors. So they helped me with the Creole. And then if, you know, I need to go to the islands, I can, you know, slip into the Jamaican things, you know. So it's beautiful. Language is so beautiful. And as artists, we can pick up what we hear.
Yeah.
Because Jamaican is similar to Irish in terms of they cut off. So they would say that, D, instead of that, or the TH. Juno and the Peacock, that play, I could see. I said, oh my God. I can associate. And I also help my my classmates at UCLA, because I was just one of a person of color. I said, I have to learn British, Irish, German. Well, German I took as a science major.
Okay.
So you guys should learn African accents and also Caribbean. So we worked it out, because it's all fair. And the language around the world is gorgeous. And folks try to figure out, like here in America, how the Brits can come here, the Brits of color can come here and have our accents down. Perfect. Earman, who played in Cadillac Records, played Howlin' Wolf. I thought the boy was from the South. He's on not Chicago Fire. Yeah, maybe one of those. And I found out when I went to see one of my co-stars in Raisin had come here to do a play here in DC, and he was watching the play, and I said, oh my goodness, you Howlin' Wolf. No, mate, I'm da-di-da-di-da. Well, yes, I'm, in the play, but it's wonderful. And it's also great for us if we come to the UK or wherever in the world that we pick up. And most people, if you try to speak someone else's language other than the French, they will help you. The French folk, either you have it or they're dismissive of you. But they're probably a little easier now. But yes. And you honor someone else, another culture, when you at least try to say some things in their language.
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense. It's just fair and it's honorable. Yeah, we have so much to share with each other if we take the time to do that. And love is the only answer. That and forgiveness. Right. You don't forgive a person because of them. you forgive them because you need it so that you're not wearing unforgiveness, hatred, anger, because it will kill you. Your body becomes diseased because of your emotions. And nobody's worth you leaving here because you're mad with them. They're not even thinking about what they did or said, you know. And then love, just loving one another. We need that because like what we're dealing with right now. And I'm so happy other folks around the world said, you know what? We're not messing with this. You guys are on your own. So we have to do what we have to do in the midterm elections. I'm just saying.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good way to end it. So we'll just take a couple of things that are praising you. Congratulations on One Battle. It was one of my favorite films of the year from Josh.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is an amazing film.
And Matt's here. He joined late, but he's just finished watching One Battle After Another. So congratulations on its success.
Oh, thank you so much, sweetheart. It was a joy to do.
And Andy's here. He says, good evening.
Okay.
Right. So there we go. That's great. Thanks for this. We'll wrap this up and I'll let you get back to your day.
Well, it's my pleasure to meet you.
And same.
And to hang out with you this afternoon.
Yeah.
Because so what time is it there?
It's 10 o'clock at night here.
Okay. So you're 8 hours ahead of me?
I think so. Yeah. You're on the West Coast.
West Coast, yes, 3.
I joined the extreme.
We had a good time for this hour, honey.
Yeah.
Was
good
it?
Time.
Yeah. But I thank you so much for having me.
No, it's an honor to meet you after seeing all your work. After seeing all your career, I didn't even get to see the stage stuff. So,
well, maybe I'll come back to London.
Yeah, we're not that far away anymore, are we?
And see and do something else there. Be great.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do that. Yeah. All right. Thank you, and good night, everyone, and good night, Starletta.
All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's been
a joy.
All right.
Take good care of yourself.